Hello everyone. So I am back with another LeetCode problem solutions tutorial. In today's video, we are going to solve another LeetCode problem. And the statement for today's problem is to remove duplicates from a sorted array. Now the statement for the problem is as such. We are given an integer which is called as nums, sorted in non-decreasing order. That is, the elements in the array will be in ascending order. We need to remove the duplicates, but they should be in place. That is, we cannot clone the array or create another array for removing the duplicates. We need to do it in the same array itself. And the next part of problem statement is such that the each element appears only once. The relative order of the element should also be kept the same. That is, it should be in ascending order when the duplicates are removed basically. Now let's just go through the rest of the problem. Since it is impossible to change the length of the array, we must instead have the result to be placed in first part of array names. If there are k elements, then after removing duplicates, k elements of name should hold the final result. Okay, so in case of JavaScript, I don't think this will be much of a problem. And it does not matter what you leave beyond k elements. That's okay. Yeah, we can remove elements in array in JavaScript without having any blank elements at the end. So that doesn't have an issue for JavaScript. Then we need to return the key after placing the final result. I think the key is the length of the array after removing all the duplicates. And yeah, that is what we need. So if we should not allocate any extra space for another array, all operations should be done on the same array. And it is almost same. Okay. So we need to modify the input array in place with one of extra memory. Okay. Now I think this is how the solution will be judged on. So we have an input array and we have an expected num array, which is the expected answer. And this is our function which needs to be run to remove the duplicates from the nums array. And if the expected length, that is the after removing the length, after removing the duplicates, whatever will be the length, this will be the expected length. And if they match, then our solution is accepted. That's cool. Let's understand this with an example. Let's say I have a nums array with 1 1 2. So in this case I need to remove this element 1, and the expected length from my result is 2. That is, the length of the array should be of 2 elements and the last element can be blank or anything. And yeah, that is what they meant by this. Similarly, in case of this, I need to remove the duplicate 0, duplicate 1s from here, duplicate 2 and 3 as well, so that I have 0 1 2 3 4 written. And the net elements length which matter is around 5. So that is what our problem statement is. The underscore is not like calculated or considered for taking this length, which is 5 in this case. In JavaScript, we don't need to have underscores, we can remove the elements directly. So our array would have actual 5 elements as well. Now let's come back to our problem and let's try to come up with the algorithm first before actually deep dive into the code. So let's take this same example of arrays which we have. I think we should go with simpler example first, which is this one. And we come to our Google Jamboard and let's try to come up with a pseudocode first before we actually go and code a solution. Now, since I need to remove duplicates from this array, obviously I need to iterate it over once. So I can either use for loop or map function to iterate over my array. Now within this iteration or this iteratable loop, we need to check whether element duplicates exist. So in this case, if I am on index, let's say 0, and I'm considering element 1, so I need to go ahead and check if there are any duplicates of element 1. So in this case, I can see that the next element is a duplicate, or there are 2 elements which contain ones. So what we can do is we can have a logic here of a condition, that is, if the element at current index, that is item at current index, is equal to the item at index plus 1. So whatever item we have at current index, if that is equal to the element at index plus 1 value, that is, if at when I'm iterating over at index 0, if I find that the next element is 1 as well, then I know that yes, there are successive duplicates in the series. In that case, I will have to write some logic to remove my duplicates. So this will be my basic pseudocode. Now how to remove the elements, that should be the next part. Now these elements could be like 1, 1, 2, or there could be, if we want to complicate things a bit further, we could have elements like this as well, right? Now if there are 3 ones like this, I need to remove these 2 elements. So how do I do that? So for this, I need to have the length of the indexes or the entire duplicate elements that are present. That is, if this is the element which needs to be present in the final array, and if these 2 elements needs to be removed, then I need to have a length 2. That is, these 2 duplicates needs to be removed. So I need a variable which keeps the track of number of duplicates. So I'll define a variable with a name which is, let's say, number of duplicates in my code. And these duplicates will be initially set to 0, right? Then we obviously need to iterate over the array once to find the total number of duplicates. So I think we can go with a for loop here. And in the for loop, we will start our I value, let's say, at index plus 1, because I need to keep this first element as it is, and I need to calculate the number of duplicates from the next index. Then this I can run till the length of the array. That is, I don't know till when my number of duplicates are. So I can run it till the length of the array. So I should be less than arr dot length. Then we can obviously increment the I values. Now, coming to the for loop here, we need to increment the number of duplicates variable each time we find a duplicate, right? So we have a if condition here, that is, if my element at I, that is my item at, let's say, I think I should go with ARR of I because I'm accessing the element. So let's keep it ARR. So this will be the right notation because we have the input as ARR. So if ARR of I, that is the element at index plus 1, is equal to my element at the index, that is the element under consideration. So this could be ARR of index or element if I am using map. Then I will increment my number of duplicates by 1. So I can go with pre-increment operator to increment my number of duplicates. So this could be plus plus number of duplicates, or you can go with number of duplicates is equal to number of duplicates plus 1 as well. That's up to us. Once I have the total number of duplicates, that is, once this for loop gets completed, I need some method from arrays to remove the values. Now the method that we generally use in JavaScript to remove the elements from our array is splice method. So this is the method I am talking about. This is the W3 schools page of splice method. So in case of splice, we have some inputs. The first input is generally the index from which we need to remove the values or add the values. So these are the parameters which splice generally takes. It is generally 2 to 3 parameters or more than that if required. So let's cover the parameters which splice methods takes from arrays. The first is the index, and index value here is specified as integer that specifies at what position to add or remove items. Okay. So in my case, I need to remove the elements from index plus 1 value, right? So I hope that is what this means. Let me just check after the documentation. So if there is any values. So in this case, I have the splice method running from 0, 1, 2, that is from apple, and one element is removed, and lemon and kiwi is added. So after this try method is run, the apple element is removed. So the index at which my element needs to be removed, that needs to be passed, and the elements that need to be replaced are in the third block. So the start index is basically the index from which the element needs to be removed. Then the second index, which I should have covered first before we jump into the example, is the number of items to be removed. So in this case, in our case, we need to remove the total number of duplicates. So this number of duplicates will be passed and this number of elements can be removed. Now the third element in splice method is to add some elements. So in my case, obviously I don't need to add or replace any elements here. So I would pass this as empty or just pass these 2 values. Let me just check if this works in our case. I think we need to run and then try it. Yeah. So in this case, the element apple was removed from here because it started from index 2 and we removed apple. If I had passed 2 elements to be removed, let's say there were 2 duplicates, or to be more precise, let's just have a numeric array as well. So 1 comma 1 2 something like this, right? So if I run this code now, and if I remove the elements from, like, let's say these are the duplicates, and I need to remove this 2 comma 2. Now if I tried, my 2 comma 2 elements got removed, so I need to start off at the index from which I need to remove the elements and a total number of duplicates. So coming back to our pseudocode, the splice method in our case would be used like this. We will have arr.splice. The index from which element needs to be removed, in this case the index that from which the duplicate start will be our index, so that will be index plus 1. Hopefully we'll check in the actual program, and the total number of duplicates that needs to be removed, right? And I think this should be able to remove the duplicates. The last thing that we need to do is obviously return the length of our array. We will do that directly in our program. Now keep in mind that this is the index from which the duplicate needs to be removed, and these are the total number of duplicates that needs to be removed. So the first input for splice is the index from which we need to add or remove elements, and the second parameter is total number of elements to be removed, which in our case would be the total number of duplicates. Now coming back to our lead code, let's write this code properly. I don't like var, so I'll go with const here. Then we take the nums array and let's run a map function, because map allows us to have a function as well as the element, that is the index and the element both. We have access to the current element as well as the index of the element. We are going to need both, right? Now let's just console.log the element and index first before we proceed ahead. So element and index, element first, or we can go with element here and index after it. Both ways work. Let's try to run our code using the run code button. This is from my last practice. So yeah, in our case at element is 1 at index 0, 1 at index 1, and 2 at index 2. And this is the input on which we need to run our code first. So 1 1 2 is the base example on which we need to remove duplicates. Obviously I need to remove this one element from the main example. So our map function is working properly, so we can move ahead and go with the next part of our pseudocode, which is to check if the current element is equal to the element at the next index. Now the current element is in the element variable, right? That is this 1 1 2 is present, so we can use it directly. So in the if block we could have checked the element directly, and we need to check whether the element at next index is the same. That is in nums. Okay, it was nums. I by mistake called it ARR. That's okay. I think this should have been nums. I hope everyone got that either ways. So this should have been nums and not ARR. That's fine. Now coming back to our code, if the current element is equal to element at index, the next index, then we move into our if condition. In the if condition, we have a number of duplicates to check the total number of duplicates. So let's have a variable with let. We cannot go with const because it needs to be updated. So we go with let number of duplicates is equal to 0. Then we run a for loop from let I is equal to 0. Sorry, not 0, from index plus 1, that is the next index, just as we had discussed in our origin. Then I is less than nums.length. This should have been also nums. I think the ARR was in the previous column, that is why I used it, but that's fine. Then we go with I plus plus. If the current element or the element at index I, which is nums of I, is equal to the current element in consideration, let's say it is 1 or 2, then we increment the number of duplicates, right? So plus plus number of duplicates. let's just print out how many duplicates we get before we try to remove them using console.log. So this is my number of duplicates here. At the current element index, it will get printed out. So we run the code as well. So as you can see, when the element under consideration is 1 at index 0, it found that the total number of duplicates is 1, which is right because the next element is a duplicate. At index 1, the duplicate was not found because there is no next element as such. At index 2, the element 2 was there, but there was no duplicate. So our number of duplicates logic is working properly. Next thing that we can do is we can go with the splice operation to remove the elements in place. Like splice, okay, one thing I forgot to mention, splice operation like manipulates the original array itself. That is why I used it here. We need to add some operation that was in place, right? So splice would actually modify the original array instead of returning a new array with the modifications. That is why splice was preferable here for in place operations. So in this case, in splice, we first pass the index plus 1 value because we need to remove it from that value and a number of duplicates. Once this operation is run, we can print out our output array using console.log. Output array, comma, the net news value, and then we need to return the length of the array. So we need to return the value k, which is the length of our final array. In our case, that would be news.length directly. And I think we can run our code and check the final output now. So as you can see, the output array is same as our answer. So in this case, our answer was right for the first case. Now let's check if the answer is right for all the cases using this submit. Submit button typically allows us to run the solution on all the cases possible. So we run the submit and we need to check. So our answer got accepted. So it ran on all the test cases and it was correct. The last thing that we can do is remove the console.logs because that won't be required once our solution is accepted. Now, after we finish any kind of computer programming problem, we usually go with its time complexity calculation. So time clock complexity is basically how much time the program will take to run within the current processing cycle or within the hardware. So in our case, there are a lot of articles which explain how to calculate time complexity. This article which I have opened is this one by Adrian Meja. I don't know. So whenever we talk about time complexity, we come across BIGO notation and we calculate time complexity based on this notation. Usually the time complexity as such is linear, or sorry, not linear, but O of 1 when there are simple operations like this. In case of conditions, it is n log n, and the if log basically. In case of loops, we have the complexity as n. So O of n would be the complexity for a simple loop or single for loop. If the loop ends with a fixed value, like let's say 4, the complexity is O of 1 usually. But in our case, it ran till array dot length, so it will be O of n for outer for loop. Now, when there are nested for loops like this, in our case, we have a nested for loop. The time complexity is usually O of n square. So in our case, we have a nested for loop because we used a map function, which is a for loop internally. We can consider it as a for loop, and we again use the for loop here. So the time complexity of this solution is n square. Now there might be some better solutions which might reduce the time complexity and allow us to have some better solutions to this. But right now, let's not focus on complicated solution in the beginning of this tutorial series. As we move ahead with better data structures and better ways to solve problems, we will cover better approaches to solve these problems as well. So that's it from my end for today's tutorial. If you found this tutorial useful, hit the like button, subscribe to my channel, and if there is anyone you know who would benefit from such videos in data structures in JavaScript or who is preparing for interviews, please share it with them as well. And yeah, that's what all I wanted to cover in today's video. I will probably share this Jamboard link in the YouTube description. And I don't know if we can share the solution in some way, but I hope you got the gist of it. That's it from my end. See you in my next video. Goodbye and have a nice day, everyone.